Hi, everyone. I'm Ritu. Very honored to be the moderator of today's event, launch of Each One Teach One campaign. It is being facilitated by Community Ownership Evaluation Group of Asia Pacific Evaluation Association. We all believe that communities have a very critical role in evaluation, and this campaign is trying to do that and create awareness among people on the importance of communities taking lead in evaluation. We're very, very pleased to have you. It gives us so much of strength, and I hope you will join us. Just few reminders. Yeah, so I think we're all aware of the rules of Zoom, but just again reading them out for you. I request you to keep your microphone and video disabled. Secondly, please rename your Zoom name with your first and last name so that we know who's joined and we connect at a personal level. And your questions and concerns and your ideas, very, very welcome. So to kick off this event, I invite Tashi from Bhutan. She's a leading Evaluate leader in Bhutan. Tashi Chojan, over to you. And I must tell you one thing about her. She has dynamically led the social media campaign for the launch of this event. Yeah, thank you so much, Tashi, for what you've done, and over to you.
Thank you, Ritu. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to everyone. On behalf of APC Hub community, I would like to welcome everyone to the most awaited event, the Each One Teach One campaign, which is to mark the milestone in the journey of strengthening community ownership. Now, I'm sure that most of the participants here today are aware of what is meant by the Each One Teach One campaign and its importance. And for those who are still not aware of this campaign, the Each One Teach One campaign is a social media campaign that will have a meaningful engagement of the community in the evaluations. And the main objectives of this Each One Teach One campaign is to promote the awareness of the importance of evaluations, and with the help of this campaign, it will build the engagement of evaluation professionals and create an opportunity for the public on taking the ownership in evaluations. And among the participants here today, I'm sure there are some evaluators, the policymakers, and maybe some are new to the context of evaluations. So today we have our distinguished speaker, Dr. Ranjit Nandi, who has demonstrated experience in M&A across the wide range of sectors, who will be sharing us the importance of strengthening community ownership in the evaluations and the clear idea on the Each One Teach One campaign to all the participants from the different fields. And today's event is moderated by competent and experienced M&A specialist, Ms. Ritu Pinawa. And with this, I would like to thank APC Hub team for giving me this opportunity to share a few words to formally open this event, and also would like to thank all the participants out here today for joining the launch of Each One Teach One campaign. Okay, thank you, and Tashtale.
Thank you so much, Tashi. Yeah, it is great to hear you. And now I am so honored to introduce Dr. Rajiv Nandi. He is one of the leaders in evaluation in the world today. He's also the co-founder of Evaluation Community of India and board member of COE, and part of so many initiatives which I can't even mention here. And he was my previous supervisor. Why I'm honored is he truly believes in capacity of communities, and when he shares, he speaks from his heart. So Dr. Rajiv, we are waiting to hear you.
Thank you so much, Ritu, for the great introduction. And thank you so much for inviting me to talk on this unique occasion of launching the campaign, Each One Teach One. It's an honor for me actually to be a part of this event, primarily because the issue of strengthening community ownership in evaluation is very close to my heart. Therefore, I consider myself lucky enough for getting an opportunity to share my ideas. Yeah, could you please go to the slide? Next slide, please. Yeah, next one. So we are here today not only because we love working closely with the communities. That's very important, but the campaign has a bigger appeal. If we look at the universal values of SDGs 2030, we see leave no one behind is one of the central and transformative promises of the 2030 agenda. We all know that a major cause of people being left behind is because of persistent forms of discrimination, which leaves individuals of different genders, their families, the whole community is marginalized and excluded. I think the principles of LNOB, leave no one behind, compels us to focus on discrimination and inequalities, which is often multidimensional, multi-layered, and intersecting. And this campaign connects us directly with the principles of LNOB. As development practitioners, it's our responsibility to facilitate an empowering engagement for those who are being left behind or who are at risk of being left behind, and to enact inclusive, far-sighted, and progressive SDG policies. And I see the Each One Teach One campaign has a potential to strengthen the agency of people as holders of rights. Can you go to the next slide, please? As far as evaluation is concerned, okay, we often forget to even mention the importance of community in evaluation. Just a few days back, it's my experience, I was talking to a bunch of budding development scholars on the most powerful change makers. And I listed the government, the independent evaluation officers, the BOPs, the evaluation thinkers, the evaluation professionals, donors, the impact investors. But strangely, I forgot to mention the most powerful change makers, the people, community, the community leaders, the community-based organizations. It was not deliberate, but it happens. We often forget the power of people. As soon as I noticed that day my mistake, I criticized myself and explained why I must include community while talking about potential change makers. If community is not integrated in our thought process and in our action, a mere mention of community doesn't mean much. It will remain tokenistic without any transformation. And unfortunately, it's happening with many of us. We exclude people from our knowledge sharing, learning platforms, and from our evaluation. And it's the time to change our mindset and the way we work. For me, this event today is meant to remind us about the importance of people's agency and to make a commitment to ourselves that we will make everyone aware about the power of community and practice this universal value of leave no one behind for human rights, equity, and justice. Okay, I think I must also mention today very quickly a little bit about the catchy and powerful phrase each one teach one and how we got this phrase. The idea of each one teach one came from our last consultation on engaging communities and enhancing ownership in evaluation. I remember during the group work we are discussing what can we do as the members of different evaluation communities to engage people who may not be evaluators, but members of larger communities or the members of those communities who are at a disadvantaged and underprivileged position, socially and economically, due to their ethnicity, religion, geographical location, gender, caste, class, many other socially constructed identities. While we were looking for an appropriate title of our campaign, the group members made a few suggestions. And finally, after some brainstorming, one of our colleagues from Africa came with this title, Each One Teach One. And we all thought it's a very powerful title, though later we realized Each One Teach One is this title actually has been used by several other campaigns in the past and in present. So let me very quickly give a brief history of Each One Teach One It's an African-American proverb that originated in the United States of America during the times of slavery, when African Americans were denied education, including learning to read and write. Many of them were kept in a state of ignorance about anything beyond their immediate circumstances, which were almost under the control of the owners, the lawmakers, the authorities. It was that time when the African Americans built a solidarity and promised that whenever a slave acquires some learning, it also becomes his or her duty to teach someone else, spawning the phrase, each one teach one. So the concept of each one teach one was founded upon, on one hand, the necessity of education, and most importantly, unity and rights as fundamental principles. So it's indeed wonderful to see how relevant this phrase is even in the field of evaluation today. It doesn't speak only about teaching, it clearly reminds us about our own responsibility of taking the awareness of evaluation, awareness about equality, rights among our fellow colleagues and the members of the larger communities with the hope of building better tomorrow for all of us. Next slide, please. One more thing I like to mention here, as evaluators, we speak about engaging community in evaluation through various participatory ways. However, for many of us, participatory methods begin and stop as a data collection phase. We use different techniques to understand people's perception and to extract data and then term it participative. I'm not saying that those are unimportant or irrelevant approaches. Neither am I saying that the people who follow those approaches are not truly participative. But my point here is to emphasize the community participation must begin with the question, whose program is this and who is evaluating? With whom are we evaluating a program and for whom are we evaluating this program? Only then we may be able to unpack the different forms of challenges and power dynamics associated with evaluation towards engaging communities and build community ownership. And finally, as I come from evaluation background, I can share a very quickly a couple of my own experiences when I tried to design an evaluation exercise in a team with the primary stakeholders of the program, the people. I remember it was a program for the adolescent girls in the state of West Bengal, India, and it was also my colleague who were doing it together. We actually started with the question, why we need to evaluate this program and when and what should be the key questions, key evaluation questions, along with with a group of adolescent girls and peer educators. So that entire exercise, the workshop, revealed how people perceive evaluation more as an audit, as an exercise to find faults and mistakes. We cannot claim that we are 100% successful in making the evaluation. That evaluation we conducted participatory from designing to dissemination, but it was a good learning for us. We observed that some community members took a leadership role in taking these learning exercises to those who couldn't participate in the workshop. So it was a very positive outcome. And in another instance, I very quickly, let me also tell, and Ritu was there with me in that program also. It was a program design for and self-assessment program with the domestic workers in Chennai, India. We found in the exercise, entire workshop, we found the so-called leaders who do not belong maybe to the domestic workers group hijack the process of self-evaluation and indirectly threaten the workers of the consequences of revealing the fact in front of the external evaluator. So my point here is that, see, there are different kinds of challenges and power dynamics exist, both internal and external, when we talk about community ownership and community participation at different levels. And we must be aware of these kind of challenges. Next slide, please. This is my last slide. Finally, I like to end this presentation with a positive and promising note. I'm hopeful that Each One Teach One campaign can enable us, strengthen us to speak and integrate those principles in our work. Let's educate everyone around us on rights, equality, data, technology, evidence, and decision. So let's make a commitment. Let's motivate our colleagues. Let's integrate community engagement in our practice. Let's each one of us here today promise to teach another person. And here teaching is not one-sided flow. Please remember this. It works both ways. So teach and learn together. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Rajiv sir, for a very inspiring, motivating insights and sharing. Yeah. So we have, let's think together. Okay. What do you all think? Safyan is sharing. If you would like to share your thoughts. Some of my colleagues are from India, so I can also speak in Hindi. आपको क्या लगता है कि कम्युनिटी का रोल इवैल्यूएशन में है? अगर है तो आप हिंदी में टाइप कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. And I see here people from like male specialists and public health specialists and who've studied community development. So, and people from all over the world, from Haiti and Africa, and Asia, Europe. What can we learn from you? Yeah. What do you think? What is why are you here? What inspires you? Okay. Thank you, Safyan. I would like to read. Sustainable solution stems from ownership. Thank you, Safyan. So keep thinking, is it ownership or is it participation? Thanks for bringing that in. Okay, please elaborate, Carlos, a little bit on what you're saying. And meanwhile, let's go to the next, okay? And we'll keep talking. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, so as you know that the campaign is being launched today, and some of our teammates were very happy to make videos for us to launch the campaign. So just to get you a little bit of glimpse from 3 countries in the region, Bhutan, India, and Sri Lanka. So now let's see what is happening in Bhutan, and especially the young evaluators and the evaluation professionals from Bhutan. What do they say? Yeah. Yeah, please, would someone play the video from Bhutan? Yeah, meanwhile, while our team members are getting ready to play the video, don't miss what is being shared here. Yeah. That communities should be involved from planning to evaluation, creates participation, creates ownership. Yeah, very nice, Helen. So everybody is saying that it has to start from the planning. So, okay, thank you. And let's hear what our Bhutanese teammates are doing. So Helen, meanwhile, is asking a question. How do you share the results of the evaluation and the purpose of the evaluation with the community?
Yeah, it was just to say that, you know, the important thing is after the evaluation has happened, you know, what are the key lessons in ensuring that the outcomes of the evaluation, the findings, the results are shared in a way that's meaningful for the people in the community that were involved.
Okay. Okay, Helen, if someone can share, we'll definitely get back to you, or if others can share on the chat. Hasiti, is there an issue with the videos? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Very short videos. Yeah, the volume is not working.
Sonam.
Please share your sound.
Share sound.
Yeah, apologies for this hitch. Yeah.
Evaluation plays a critical role as a learning tool, highlighting what works best and what does not. An appropriate evaluation can act as a safeguard, helping to identify the problems before they grow bigger and more personal. Evaluation has become more important now than ever before, considering the situation the entire humanity is in currently.
To strengthen and enhance evaluation practices, numerous voluntary organizations for professional evaluators at national, regional, and international level were established. Similarly, the Evaluation Association of Bhutan was established as a WOPE in Bhutan with objectives to promote evaluation and bring together evaluation practitioners from various fields, including independent evaluators, government, academia, and non-government organizations. EAB is mandated to promote evaluation culture, develop evaluation capacity, and generate demand for evaluation in the country. The association plans to further strengthen its activities, covering both demand and supply side environments of evaluation in the country.
One of the important milestones that EAB has achieved in its recent years is in facilitating capacity development of relevant stakeholders in monitoring and evaluation. For example, last year we have trained more than 14 professionals from civil society organizations in Bhutan in monitoring and evaluation. CSOs in Bhutan work closely with the community in implementing projects across various communities, thus calling for good knowledge of ML to ensure that the projects achieve intended objectives and goals. As an immediate outcome of the training, M&E officers and project officers who took part in the training were able to prepare M&E plans for the respective community projects. Engaging stakeholders process improves the evaluation and positions these stakeholders to necessary changes as identified in the evaluation.
Teach One campaign is initiated to provide meaningful engagement of evaluation professionals and Asia Pacific in learning, teaching, and sharing for them. The campaign provides individuals opportunity for join us as we start teaching.
Yeah, thank you, Bhutan team. Yeah, could we just find a way that the volume is high? Yes, the next video is from India. I request if someone else could play. Yes, yeah.
वेस्ट बंगाल के अलीपुरद्वार डिस्ट्रिक्ट। नमस्ते, हम रूरल एड टीम से हैं और वेस्ट बंगाल के अलीपुरद्वार डिस्ट्रिक्ट के कालचिनी ब्लॉक के अंदर जो जीपी है उस जीपी के 10 चाय बागानों के में हम लोग काम करते हैं। जब हमने सोल्ट प्रोसेस शुरू किया उस समय हमें बहुत दिक्कतें हुई क्योंकि हमें भी अच्छी तरह से सोल्ट करना नहीं आता था, लेकिन धीरे धीरे जैसे हमने अपने स्टोरी शेयर की लोगों से किसी के साथ में और लोगों ने भी अपनी अपनी स्टोरी शेयर किया, उससे हमारे बीच एक मतलब रिलेशनशिप बना और वे लोग अपनी समस्याएं हमसे शेयर करने लगे और इस तरह से हमने एक टी गार्डन में ड्रीम बिल्डिंग किया और उस ड्रीम बिल्डिंग में कमिटी ने ही अपना ड्रीम ये किया, वो भी सोल्ट प्रोसेस के माध्यम से। उसके बाद
वो लोग अपना सपना पूरा करने के लिए एक खुद ही इनिशिएटिव लिया। एक साइकिल रैली के माध्यम से वर्ल्ड डे अगेंस्ट चाइल्ड लेबर के दिन उन्होंने एक साइकिल रैली निकाला अपने गांव में, पूरे गांव में ही किया। और उसके बाद दूसरा भी एग्जांपल है, जैसे कि एक आईसीडीएस सेंटर में बहुत सारे लड़के जुआ खेलते थे, उन लोगों को भी कम्युनिटी ने ही भगाया। और एग्जांपल ऐसे ही है, जैसे कुछ बच्चे ड्रॉप आउट थे, जिससे एडोलेसेंट ग्रुप के बच्चों ने उसे दोबारा एडमिशन कराया और वे लोग अभी स्कूल जाने लगे हैं। इस तरह से हम लोग का सोल्व प्रोसेस चल रहा है और आगे भी इसी तरह से अगर करते रहें तो कम्युनिटी अपना मतलब जो भी समस्याएं हैं उसे खुद से सॉल्व करने लगेगी। मतलब सॉल्व तो चल ही रहा है, लेकिन उसके बाद हम सेल्फ असेसमेंट करेंगे ताकि वे अपने आप को जांच सके कि हम लोगों ने मतलब कितना सोचा था और कितना अभी तक किया है और कितना हमें करना है। तो बस इतना ही, धन्यवाद।
Do communities see monitoring and evaluation as an invaluable tool to improve their programs? Or do they find it intimidating because they don't know much about it? We believe that when communities and citizens take ownership of development programs and their evaluation, it empowers them, strengthens equality and sustainability. Well-planned and carefully executed evaluation will reap more benefits for all stakeholders than an evaluation that is thrown together in a hurry and retrospectively.
We, Evaluate Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka Evaluation Association always try to strengthen and power the community ownership in evaluation in Sri Lanka. We have initiated several interventions to establish and promote evaluation culture in the grassroots level communities in Sri Lanka, such as engaging the communities including the indigenous community. In all these initiatives, we emphasize on the fact that accountability from the community is equally important. They will measure their own progress as a collective. When the community is involved right from the inception of the program through to evaluation, they take responsibility for their goals and their problems. They will assess where they stand, act, and then reevaluate themselves.
Though these interventions are happening through Evaluate Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka Evaluation Association and other institutions, evaluation awareness and literacy among communities and general public is very low. As evaluation professionals and young and emerging evaluators, we commit to strengthen community ownership in evaluation and their engagement in grassroots level monitoring and evaluation activities. Join with us. Let's spread the word. Let's learn from each other.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sri Lanka team, for inspiring us. Yeah, so I hope you all got encouraged and inspired to make these videos and spread this message. Over to my colleague Udeshika for the closing remarks. Yeah, before that, sorry, let's take a group picture. Yeah, so those who feel comfortable and would like to get their photo clicked, I request them to please put on your videos. Yeah, give you a few seconds. If you could please put on your videos. Yes.
Stop sharing the slides.
Yeah. One, two, three. Okay, is it done, Asiti?
Shama will give a cue.
Asiti, please give us a signal when it's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, thank you so much. And over to Udeshika, a dynamic young evaluator from Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Ritu. We have come to the end of a very interesting session, and we enthusiastically embrace this opportunity to thank Tashi Jordan, co-leader of Evaluate Asia. She has given us the opening remarks with the value and importance of Each One Teach One campaign. And we would like to express our gratitude to our speaker, Dr. Rajib Nandi, co-leader of ECOI, who gave us the first idea for Each One Teach One campaign, and for disseminating his knowledge and experiences on the importance of having strong community ownership in evaluation and about this Each One Teach One campaign. Further, we would like to thank Ritu Binanda, team leader of Community Ownership Action Group, for moderating this webinar greatly. Before we close, it will be remiss of us if we fail to recognize that many persons and organizations that would have contributed to making this launch event a success. We would like to thank Mr. Asela Kalugampitiya, President of APPEA, for his enormous support. Further, we wish to thank Community Ownership Action Group team members and Asia Pacific Evaluation Association for organizing this event. We would like to specially thank our communication team from APC Hub for wonderful work in past few months, and of course, APC Hub production team. Without you all, this event would not be a success. We wish to express our thanks to our organizing team and participants, and we look forward to your engagement in this Each One Teach One campaign. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Udeshika, for the closing remarks. There is Sarah has raised her hand. Would she like to say something or leave something in the chat?
Yes, I just need to ask about, my background is in training and development. I really want to salute this kind of great initiative. I think that it's really effective, and it's really it has a noble mission to achieve. But from my perspective as a training and development expert, how can I contribute to such move?
Yeah, I think. Thank you, Sarah. I hope it's okay if I just take a minute. Sarah, we have this community ownership and evaluation group. You can join that group. Very welcome. We would love to learn from you. And if you want to join the campaign, here are the email IDs of my teammates. And if you are interested in the group, we have a shared leadership model. So there's no one person who's, taking leadership. And this is my email ID. If you want to join the group, please feel free to contact me. Yeah, and I urge everyone, this group is just run by the hearts and the spirit of everyone, all the team members. We need more people. So please join us and please join this campaign. And it's just make a video, blog, podcast, whatever you feel about this issue. And you can tag us on social media by putting up that video or blog or whatever you have done with the hashtag APPEA E. And you can see here, capital E1T1. And we'll all retweet and support each other. Yeah. So thank you so much. And thank you everybody involved in organizing and presenting. So honored. Bye everyone and take good care.